Alright, welcome to the underside of my bike. So, many of you may have followed the saga of my electrical issues over the past few years. There's my new rectifier, which seemed to fix the problem, at least as near as I can tell. Now, one thing going on here is this is where the rectifier connects into the bike. So, new rectifier connection, bike connection. Now, this clip is broken, although it is still clicking together. I just put a zip tie on it for good measure. Now, I don't know if you can see here, but where the stator stuff is, I thought, well, I'm going to wrap this in some electrical tape, give it a bit more protection. And I did the same with this one. And then when I started my bike, I think I have video of it somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. But I noticed that my voltmeter, instead of reading, 14 volts, was only reading like 12.5, which is what the battery was reading. So I think I may have an issue with this connector. Now, I pulled it apart, and when I looked in it, the female part looked like one of the tongs had been bent down, so I probably maybe had a bad connection in there. I, stuck a small screwdriver in there and, quote unquote, fixed it. But I do want to replace this one on the bike, and I do have the pieces for that, so we're just going to pull this apart and have a look here. Hopefully you can see from this camera angle, so I'm just going to take the old zip ties out here. Can never have enough zip ties. So you can see here, if I can get these things out of the way. Oh, come on. There. So this little clip is broken, although it does still connect together well. Now, I don't know how well you can see in there, but this is the female end, and there's two male tabs in here. Now this part's brand new because my rectifier is brand new, so I'm not going to replace that one. So I'm going to replace this one. Okay, so those of you with a Victory bike that want to replace these connectors, now these, I think they used to be made by a company called Delphi. I think they may have changed names now. But these are what's called a metripack connector. These are the Series 480, not the Series 150. Get the Series 480. That's what these guys should be here. There's two tabs here, one on either side, and that's what holds on this back clip. And we're going to just pop that open. Now, I did just go for a ride about half an hour ago, so my bike's still a little warm, so I'm trying not to burn my damn hands here. There, so if you get these two tabs kind of bent out, you can push this part off. Now this is, I think, what's called the retaining clip, and I do have a new one of those. So I think it's very difficult to see, but sort of at the bottom of the T part, inside this thing, maybe if we look from this side, there is a little recess, and it would be, at the bottom of the T. I don't know if you can probably see in there. And so that's what this little clip gets into. If you see on the back here, there's this little clip. So when you get it in, this tab will click into that recess. So you got to stick something under to push this up, and then you pull it out from the back. So that's what we're going to try here. I'm not sure what the better tool is for this. I think I got the one. Oh, that wasn't so painful. So there's the old clip, I guess. Now, I don't know if we can get a better look at these here. So these are the old fittings. Now, it's a little tough to see, So they're spring loaded. There's like a tongue here, so when you put the other one in, this thing is kind of pushed and springs up against the male end, keeps a good connection. This one, and again, such an awkward place to kind of get a look at here. This one looks like it's been compressed down, so this is probably my culprit. Now, if we just compare it to a new one, whoop. So the new one comes right up to this metal bracket here, and the old ones are kind of pushed down. So I'm hoping this is the last of my electrical issues. Now, I got to get those bad boys off of there. So, I don't know, I think I might be able to pry that open. I don't know if that's better for light or not. So if you take a flat screwdriver, and there's two crimps on this. There's one crimp. So, obviously, don't let those touch. 1 second here. Okay, so just make sure you disconnect your battery before you do this, because these are connected to the battery directly. And you don't want to not only zap yourself, but you don't want to short anything out either. Make sure you put your little weatherproofing pieces on. These are brand new ones, by the way. Okay, so now you want to slip on your new Now for this you need a special crimping tool. So I don't know if you can see in here, but basically this piece has to go in here like this. So it probably wasn't easy to see underneath there, and so this is just sort of a throwaway pin one I was practicing on here, and this is a good view of the crimpers here. It's a bit counterintuitive. So this one is meant to crimp on the wire, and this one is meant to crimp the bigger one that goes around your weather seal. So you can see they're both usually shaped sort of in a U shape like this. Now you would automatically think, well, it goes in there, you know, this way, and that actually is not the case. You actually need to put these things in there like this in order to get a proper crimp. Of course, they make these things too big for one hand. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cheat a little. We'll bend it in. So you can see how the rounded part up here fits fine, and then as you press it in, gives you that nice seal. So hopefully that's a bit better than what I was trying to show you under the bike. And wide. Just like that. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a nice M-shaped crimp in here. Now, you move your weather protection part in here. You want to make sure this metal band is down around that lip. Okay, so once you've got, I'm hoping you guys can see this little lip in here, we're just gonna give that a little start. There we go. Ta-da! Now, of course, you have to make sure these things were facing the right way. And I believe they were. Now, these, there should be that little clip on the back. It goes into that little recess. Okay, I think I heard the one click. And I heard the second one click. Now, if you're not sure, just give them a little pull, and they should not come out. All right. Now we just want to put on this retainer clip, which should help keep everything neat and tidy. Okay, of course I'm running out of room to work with here. So this needs to go on over top of the wires, and then these two little parts will actually go inside this clip you just installed. At least that's the theory. Oh, geez, look at that. If I didn't know better, I'd say I fixed it. There you go. You have a nice metripack weatherproof clip. Uh-oh, come on, there we go. Now I am going to hook the battery back up. And if I did this backwards, obviously it'll probably blow up in my face. Alright, battery's back in. Let's just turn it on. Nothing blew up. Just want to make sure she got all the way up to 14 volts. All right. So when I ordered all these parts, I wasn't sure which ones I had, so I ordered the purple, which are the 10 to 12 gauge. And I've got the orange ones, which are a 10 gauge. The purple ones are already on there, so put the same thing back on. I bought both male and female pins. I bought these. I also bought new of these just in case, and I bought several of these. These parts aren't actually all that expensive. There's maybe 10 or 15, I don't know, actually probably maybe 25 bucks worth of parts there. These guys are the expensive things. I think these stupid little pliers are worth about 100 bucks. And obviously, in order to do the job right, you always need the right tool for the job, and this is it. So if I ever have to work on my bike again, well, at least I've got them for that particular clip. Now, like I was saying earlier, these are the Series 480 metripack. Just be sure you order the right ones. Alright folks, there you go. I think I'm back in business. I should have all of my electrical issues fixed until something new crops up. Happy riding.